Hello, a Rosie math teacher coming at you from my third period accelerated 7th grade math class with lesson 8-1, Systems of Equations. Tonight's homework is a lesson that begins on page 57. We're going to use a little bit of the teaching page to help you today. Two or more equations with the same set of variables are called a, circle it class as you read it, system of equations. For example, y equals 3x, circle or box it, and y equals -2 plus 5, circle or box it, together are a system of equations. Now, if you're familiar with a system of anything, does it have one part or more than one part? More than one part. In this case, it will have two parts, each part represented by its equation. Now, in the case of y equals 3x, do you agree that is only in the form of y equals kx, with 3 being in place of k, or the constant of proportionality? If it would have had a constant of proportionality, then what other point besides the one you could make if you converted this x to a 1? And guys, what is 3 times 1? 3. So if you did that to find an ordered pair for this to land on, what would that ordered pair be? Remember how on your test before, you have had to create an equation with actual numbers so that you could then plot it on a graph. Are you remembering this now? And I frequently tell you, make it easy on yourself. Just turn the x into a value of 1, make it the beginning of the ordered pair, do the math, 3 times 1, and when you get 3, you know that is your coordinating value of y. Are we now remembering this advice from the past?
Yes, ma'am.
And then your other plotted point on that grid would be what? Based on the fact that you know this is in the form of y equals kx, k representing the what? Constant of proportionality. If you have a constant of proportionality, isn't this therefore representing a proportional relationship? And if it is representing a proportional relationship, then wouldn't it also have a plotted point? And guys, we'll go ahead and look down here. I knew this was coming up. It's why I'm talking about it. So not only would you end up plotting 1, 3, if you had to make a line on the graph, you would also know, because it is a constant of proportionality, you would also know to run through the what? Point of origin, also known as 0, 0, and that is how you would discover how to graph that equation. Are you remembering now how to graph an equation in the form of y equals kx? Okay. Then we have another style of equation. This time, m equals x plus b, or y equals mx plus b. Remembering, what is the b always in reference to? The y-intercept. Great job. And then what is -2 always in reference to? The slope. M represents slope. So now in the place of this equation, if you had to graph it, where would you graph the y-intercept? At what location? At +5. Guys, go ahead and graph that at +5. And then we'll graph the other point after we talk about how these two equations work together as a system of equations. Now in today's lesson, they're going to give you two equations, and they're going to ask you to find the solution to both equations. Your solution will be made up of an ordered pair. In this case, they are letting you know in advance 1, 3 is the solution to these two equations. Here's how we find out for sure that it works. In place of the x, we will write the x value from this ordered pair. What is the x value, class?
1.
1. So fill in the x value. Then let's fill in the y value
3.
in the substitution for y, 3. And now let's see if that is accurate. Underneath 3 times 1, please write what? 3. Is it true that 3 does equal 3?
Yes.
So then you can tell that the equation y equals 3x works beautifully as possibly being the solution for both. But we won't know until we test it in the other equation. Are you with me? Okay, now let's test it in the other equation. Where do I put the x value 1? Do I substitute it for this x in this box, or do I substitute it for y in this box? Class, in place of x or in place of y?
X.
X, because the first number of every ordered pair is always representing the x value. Class, put a 1 in place of x. Where do I place my 3 before I test this to see if it works? In place of x or in place of y? In place of y. So place your 3 in place of y. Now let's math and see if it works. What is negative 2 times 1? Negative 2. And what is negative 2 plus 5?
3.
Positive 3. Write your 3 in that box. Copy your 3 in place of y. Wave if you agree 3 equals 3. Did this ordered pair work in both equations? Yes. Therefore, you know 1, 3 is the solution for this system of equations. Are you with me? Okay. Now let's look below to see how we can graph the equations on the same coordinate plane to notice something about them. Did you know when you find the solution to a system of equations, it will always cause them to what? Intersect at the point that was the solution. What ordered pair was the solution? 1, 3. And I don't think I have to re-explain what we already talked about a moment ago, how we graphed that equation. And now we're going to plot our other equation. Remember that we knew the y-intercept was at positive 5. We also knew that it would use the solution 1, 3. So then we could draw our line through those 2 points. And guys, what do you notice about our 2 graphed equations? They intersect precisely at the place that is their what? Solution. All right, let's go ahead and do item number 1. We might do another tricky one to make sure you are set up for success. Here we go. Number 1 on textbook page 61. You are solving this solution of equations by practicing with the first ordered pair. Put it as a substitute in place of the x and in place of the y. If it works for both equations, you say what?
Solution.
Yay, that's my solution. If it does not work, you cross it out and try the second ordered pair. Now, I will warn you, normally your online homework gives you 3 chances to get it right. Do you think they're going to give you 3 chances to get it right here?
No.
No, because there are only 3 possible options. So the lazy kids would just go, check. Oh, that's not right. Check. Oh, that's not right. Oh, look, I got it right with no work. They're on to you guys, I'm telling you. Okay, so you will not get a lot of chances on this one. I think they only give you 1. All right, so let's pay attention. In place of my x, so first copy my what?
2.
My coefficient 2. Everybody copy it down below, please and thank you. What am I putting in place of the x that sits
1.
beside it? Times what?
1.
Well, actually, I would like to try the first ordered pair first. Let's just go in the order they appear for sake of keeping everything situated. So do you agree the x value is a 2?
Yep.
Put it inside parentheses. And then copy what, class?
-9.
-9. Excellent. And what will I write in place of y before the equal sign?
1.
In place of y, I want an amount. -5. Thank you, guys. Now let's math. You got this. What is 2 times 2?
4.
4. Take away 9.
-5.
Exactly. You would land on -5. Hey, does it work for the first equation? Okay, so give yourself a little check mark by it to say, hey, it works for the first equation. Now let's see if it works for the Second equation. I'm going to erase so I have plenty of space. Hopefully you have more space where you can continue writing. And then in place of this y in a moment, we'll write its amount. I do better if I do the first number first. So I'm going to copy what amount? The coefficient what? -4. And in place of the x, I will write the first piece of the ordered pair. What was it again? 2. Are we all following why I'm using 2? Okay, and then what will I copy next? +3. Excellent work, guys. And then what amount am I plugging in place of y?
-5.
And now I want to see if it really does come true. What is -4 times 2? -8. Plus 3. Guys, what is -8 plus 3 going to give us?
-5.
-5. So, a second check mark because what? It also worked in the second equation because it came true. When I worked out my x value in place of x and I worked everything surrounding it, I still arrived at the y value we were given. Do you understand how this works? Okay, I do feel like some people need to see the fraction worked out. So let's go to item number 4. Item number 4. I had some kids earlier struggling with this one just because of the fractions. People get scared of fractions for some reason. All right, here we go. So in this case, for the first equation, I'm going to copy, leave myself a blank. It's just because I'm bad about grabbing the wrong number. So I just make myself always write the x value first. So I'm going to copy the coefficient of what? Please say it. Negative what? -1/4. And then what goes in place of the x for my first ordered pair I'm going to try?
3.
Excellent. 3. Okay, and then where do I place the y value? In place of y, I should say, what do I put in place of y?
-3/4.
Okay, I'm going to write -3/4. Okay, let's math. -1/4, I'm going to show you how I would write this. -1/4 times 3/1. Do you understand why I'm putting 3/1? Okay, what is a negative times a positive going to give me? A negative. What is 1 times 3? 3. What is 4 times 1? 4. Hey, does that equal the -3/4 we were hoping for?
Yes.
Yes. So I'm going to put 1 check mark. Okay? And obviously you would erase and restart your check marks each time you're trying out a new item. Okay, now I need to try it on the what equation? The second equation. So for me, I'm going to erase and make more space. I've already done my check mark. I know it works for the first one. And now I try it with the second one. Leave myself an open space for the y value equals 1/2 times, what is my x?
3.
3. What am I copying after that?
-1/2.
Excellent job participating, guys. Now let's math. Can you visually do 1 times this 3? What is that?
3.
Write down your numerator, 3. And if we had put the 3/1, we would do 2 times 1, which would give us 2. So we end up, do you agree, we end up with 3/2.
Yes, ma'am.
3/2. Do we need to copy -1/2? Yes. Copy -1/2. All right, we forgot to fill in our value for y. What value for y are we hoping to get?
-3/4.
-3/4. So let's solve 3/2 minus 1/2 equaling, say it if you know.
3/2 minus 1/2 would be 2/2.
Excellent. Good job thinking mentally. And what is 2/2 the same as?
1. No.
It's the same as 1. So does this one match our intended value of y?
No, ma'am.
No, it does not. So cross out that possibility and try the next. If it works, that's your answer, your solution. If it does not, you try the last one. Do you understand how to work these? All right, you are set free to work online. Please do your best. I hope this lesson helps.